would consider him co-founder of one of the most exciting developments in customer intelligence inside of e-commerce. And if you listen, you can hear operators all across our space talking about it positively again and again and again. Your customers know you, but do you know your customers? Do you know your customers, and how well do you know them? How enriched is that data, and what can you actionably do with it as a result? I am talking about OuterSignal and co-founder Noah Friedman. Noah, get inside this show. We need you in here, brother. Come on, Noah.
What an intro. Wow. I'm fired up. I'm ready to run through a brick wall.
All right. That's right. You're ready to run through that fence behind you there.
Yeah, I mean, whatever virtual background Tom Cowboy gave me, I'm ready to run through it, man.
Let's go.
Awesome, man. Well, Noah, I think you tell me right or wrong. You tell me right or wrong, but I think the thesis on this is true, that all of us inside of e-commerce were really kind of flying blind. And if LeBron James or a crucial buyer at Target that I want to get my product into, or grandma down the street, if they order something from my business, they're all getting the same communication. They're going to get that, hey, thank you email. They're going to go into the same regular old flows, etc. Man, I don't think that's best. I don't think that's best. There's a huge opportunity that you guys seem to be capitalizing on. Give us perspective on, man, all OuterSignal does and how it's changing the game for knowing your customer and what people can do with that juicy information you guys are able to generate and enrich for them.
I think you nailed it, man. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Look, I think you nailed it, man. Like, the reality is Meta has built this $1 trillion empire by personalizing your guys' Instagram feeds to look different than my Instagram feed, to look different than the Instagram feeds of everybody who's watching and will ever watch this, right? And the people who pay those bills are all the brands that spend money to get in front of customers, and they shake the trees, they put out all this amazing content, and largely based on the way Meta's algorithms evolve, you have to kind of play the lowest common denominator to say, what ads can I put out there going to resonate with everybody?
Yeah.
Spend the money, you get a consumer to fall onto your website, it's compelling enough to get them to check out, they buy, they join your family, they've given you their credit card, their information, they bought the product, it's in your home, and it's just a name and an email.
Oh, so hurts.
Whether that
maybe a phone number,
Ron James, whether that person's a senior buyer at Target, or whether it's any human at all, the reality is everybody is largely getting one-dimensional, monolithic communications that are one to many, when in the reality is we are all different people.
Yeah.
And the example I like to give is like, yes, if Kim Kardashian orders from a business, the brand should know about it. That's a true story. We had that happen with one of our customers. I don't like to say favorites because we don't play favorites, but maybe one of but it's the same outcome as, like, you know, Noah and my mother, true story, both buy from the same protein business, right? Yeah. And now we don't because they're an OuterSignal customer, but we used to get the same email where, like, the email that is going to resonate with 31-year-old Noah who likes to lift weights and drinks protein for a very different reason should be about getting jacked and staying fit and getting high performance and longevity. And my mother should be about aging gracefully. And we both get the same email of, like, a jacked woman in the gym. It's like, that doesn't help anybody.
True.
And it's all from the same issue and the same root cause that all of these businesses really don't know who their customers are, which is this ridiculous paradigm to think we fall into. But it's just everybody's accepted it as root truth because that's the way that it's always been. And we don't stand for that here at OuterSignal.
Let's go, baby.
I love that.
We feel strongly we need to fix that.
I love it. Could you, I mean, you just shared the Kim Kardashian story. Could you share any other kind of aha moments that your customers have had? I think this is really important, where the sooner you get the customer of OuterSignal to have that aha moment where they go, oh my gosh, I can't believe XYZ person is on this. I didn't even know. Could you share a couple of those stories where it's just mind-blowing to your customers?
Well, look, the reality is there's probably one happening right now with someone from our sales team taking a demo with a customer. But what tends to happen is the following. And if you are an e-commerce operator listening to me talk right now, I hope you'll believe me and try this out. But you turn on OuterSignal, you install it. We by default will give you a free trial of your first 500 customers anyway. But the second that you activate, within a few minutes, you're starting to see a page populate with comprehensive profiles on every single one of your customers, right? In Shopify, the before I know that Noah Friedman bought. I know he lives in Brooklyn. I know his email. I don't know anything about him. In OuterSignal, you get age, gender, occupation, property value, social following, what they care about, notable interests, where they went to school, all these things. And so these aha moments happen literally 20 times a day across our sales organization. And frankly, with people that are self-signing up and doing it themselves, where the second they turn it on, it's like you've taken the veil off of your customer base to say, oh my God, I get dings on Shopify all day for new orders. Who the heck are these people? And so the aha moments that happen, number one, are just like to be able to see in Shopify, hey, Noah Friedman just bought, that's cool, I got an order. To be able to see an OuterSignal, Noah's a 31-year-old tech founder and fund manager who lives in this house and he's influential in these ways and he could be valuable to you and he's got a social file. It's like, oh my God, that's crazy. And so for every one of these businesses who signs up and installs, there tends to be a moment literally within the first couple minutes of installing where they're like, wait, hold on a second. You're telling me XYZ or investor XYZ or influential person, VIP, however this company wants to define it, has been a customer of mine and I didn't know about it? Are you kidding me? That's crazy. So the punchline, man, is that this stuff happens all day for us. It's really, really cool and gratifying to see, you know, these businesses that have spent so much blood, sweat, and tears getting people to give enough of a crap about the company to buy the thing.
Yeah.
I just think it's total nonsense that they don't know who they are.
Wow. So I love that. And I love the aha moment that comes from that. And what you're saying here so quickly, it's just,
Totally.
we're getting 500 customers and then, you know, they start rolling in. Now I talk, and I want you to frame this up because I have experienced this myself inside of this space. I've used a number of customer intelligence tools, not one I think that is as developed that you have brought to market here. But you know, scroll it back a few years. The common pushback that I received when I was raving about, hey, the additional information we're getting and how we're leveraging it, common pushback is, hey man, I don't know if that's moral. I don't know if it's legal. Like, should you even have all that? And, you know, I would go through, you know, all the common explanations, but I'm pro camp. Give me as much information as possible so that I can win for the business and also give them a better experience. But man, just frame this up. When you hear, if you hear pushback like that, how do you respond to that? For me, it's mind-boggling, but I have heard it. I have heard it before.
Yeah, look, I think it's very simple. And the answer is number one, I believe personalization is a net positive for people. I don't think it's a good thing that Noah and his mother get the same email from a protein business that's sending us the same message for very different consumers. And number two, the real upshot of all this is that anything and everything OuterSignal will tell you and show you about your customers is something you could find out on your own. And so the example we like to give is if I gave, you know, Malvin Golf an army of super caffeinated interns and said, hey, just go out and Google your customers and see what you find. That's actually a worthy exercise that if they didn't do such volume might be worth doing. And I'm sure that's going to resonate with a lot of these businesses that are listening that may have just gotten started. But we all remember our first 10 orders. Of course you Google those customers. Who the heck are they? And it's the same example I give where it's like, hey man, look, if I told you the following, my name is Noah Friedman. I live at Bleep. I'm not going to tell you my address, but frankly, it's out there anyway, right? Honestly, it doesn't even matter. 1 South First Brooklyn, right? My address is 1 South First Brooklyn. And my email is Noah@OuterSignal. You got 10 minutes, go. You'd come back in 10 minutes and be like, I know who you are. And the way that I can sell my cowboy hat or my Malvin hat or my shirt or my Roback sweater or vest to you is going to be much more effective than if you're just one of the other 50 Noah Friedmans in my zip code, right? Knowing who I am as a human is beneficial to business. And if you hark back to the olden days of commerce, right, way before D2C was a thing, if I used to walk into Colin's store down the street, you know who I was as a person, at least enough to be able to like assume, okay, younger-ish guy, taller, you might like this type of product versus this type of product. And now we all sit behind these keyboards anonymously, and I think it's total nonsense.
I love one of the attributes that you just rolled out, and you kind of breezed over it a little quickly. And it's a huge crucial piece, which is the property value aspect of this, where you can start to push back property values. Because we previously had a guest on the show named Johnny Hickey, who's doing some really insane direct mail stuff with his customer data. And I think this is a massive opportunity that you're basically feeding back. Hey, this is going to be your net worth of a customer. Do you want to send him a super exclusive offer, a VIP offer? And we can, by the way, we can bundle all of these folks together I just think this is so crazy where this level that you're taking with honestly also direct mail too. I know you're rolling out integration as well if you want to talk a little bit about that. But that I mean that is just unbelievable where we're the same customer. I get a completely different thing, a piece of mail in my mailbox based off of who I am down next to the person next to me, which is unbelievable.
Yeah, we just had that play out with Mizzen and Maine, who the original founder was a friend of mine, and they were one of our early customers, and they've been a power user. Direct mail is a big initiative to them. They work with Postpilot, who's fantastic, obviously, and in the early days of onboarding into OuterSignal, we started learning more about their direct mail programs and initiatives, and it's a pretty valuable channel for them.
Yeah.
And the question we asked is, okay, what would it look like to supercharge this? And the answer, quite simply, was that they currently or historically had to send ostensibly the same piece of creative across the board, right? It was like, what image of a male in a dress shirt can we send that is going to appeal? Because who
can we not offend? Let's keep it. Yeah, let's keep it everybody.
In the olden days of Meta, you could say the world's best lawyers and CEOs wear Mizzen, and you could run that against lawyers and CEOs, and now you can't really do that anymore. And we looked in OuterSignal and we said, well, what about these X thousand CEOs, managing directors, executives, chairmen of the board who are actual customers?
Yeah.
And so they made a piece of creative that was hyper targeted for that audience of executives, right? The way that you're going to message a dress shirt to a junior analyst who's starting their first day on Wall Street will be very different than the way you're going to message a men's dress shirt to a CEO or an executive or an owner of a law firm, or all of these much more high level. And so they built a piece of creative for them. They ran it explicitly and exclusively against that audience of executives. And it was, you can quote me on this or go read the case study on Postpilot's website, their highest performing direct mail campaign ever by a wide margin.
Wow. Let's go, baby. And I think I'm getting the fuller picture now. This really enables personalization across all marketing channels, is what it sounds like. This isn't just a more customizable thank you flow after somebody purchases. This enables you to really layer in multifaceted personalization across everything you're doing inside of the business when it comes to messaging.
100%, every touch point. And if you think about this as the most first principle version, the way that a business should show up in a consumer's life should be different depending on who that consumer is, right? Whether you are sending them a handwritten card because they're a VIP, whether you're emailing them in a Klaviyo flow, whether you're having someone on your team reach out for a bespoke white glove experience, whether you're marketing them on Meta, on SMS, hosting an event and wanting to know which people you should actually invite because they have large followings and they're within 2 miles of one of your stores. All of these places should have personalized touch points that make these experiences feel delightful and magical. And these businesses have largely been forced out of necessity to say, what can we do that will boil the ocean and just be loud that's going to resonate with everybody versus what can we do to be hyper specific and targeted to the customers individually?
Okay, Noah, if you will, man, I would appreciate you just kind of walking through. So, I mean, you've hit email, you've hit direct mail. If you would just walk us through, how are people using it for influencers? How are people using it for, getting wholesale accounts? And just kind of walk us through some of these varied use cases.
Yeah, the simple answer to start is that within your entire customer base, when you turn on OuterSignal, you will be able to discover any flavor of VIP that matters to you, right? And again, in the spirit of true personalization, VIP is subjective, right? To a business that cares deeply about getting into retail, wholesale, or raising capital, VIP might mean people who run venture funds in the space that they're in. It might mean VPs of retail buying at Walmart or Target or Costco. OuterSignal can find and flag those people. For a business that is really focused on affiliates and influencer, it might mean anybody that has over 25,000 followers, period. For a business that's very focused on finding niche influencers within a certain community, it could mean verified active podcasters within a very specific category. OuterSignal can find and flag those people, right? And so this strategic customer bucket is very personal and dynamic based on the brand, and OuterSignal can absolutely custom fit basically any flavor of VIP you want. And so examples that we've had, businesses getting into Walmart because they discovered that the head buyer in their core sweet spot was a personal subscriber to the business. The CEO gets a meeting. People have gotten, Kim Kardashian posts all the way down to micro influencer strategies because they discover that all these people have followings who are already buying from them. Entire rounds of funding done because they discovered that there's a ton of literal investors who are packed and hiding in the customer base, thrilled to get an outreach because the brand that they love to buy, it turns out they're raising money, right? And so everything from the old way of influencer and affiliate marketing was, let's go out into the universe and find influencers and affiliates who match our vibe. They may or may not have ever heard of the brand. We're going to transact with them. We're going to ship them product. We're going to try to get the post done. It works. It's a great category. It's a great market. I would argue that the more powerful foundation to start with is who are the people who already paid you and already in your customer base who have followings, right? Talk about authenticity, right? To have somebody who is an influencer who's used to getting paid to post product and promote it, have already paid a business and get a reach out from them saying, hey, we saw you bought, we're huge fans, etc.
Yeah.
You can overhaul and totally change the way you think about affiliate marketing, right? So that's one on the influencer side. And again, the punchline there is that there's so many different permutations of what strategically valuable customer can mean. And all of those things can be natively embedded into your OuterSignal experience based on what matters to your business.
Wow.
I just imagine some of these businesses, these e-commerce businesses that have developed over the past couple of years, just have ungodly amounts of data that you're going to now sift through.
Totally.
Where you're going back 1 to 2 years, and you're going to say to them, "Hey, 2 years ago, you didn't even know that you had this guy that purchased this thing. He could have changed your business at that time had you known that." And I feel that as you say it out loud, and as we're understanding this, we almost are saying, well, obviously, why would we not have this data?
Yeah, of course.
As a business owner, why am I just going to operate blind? It would be like me blindly texting customers and just not saying their name or anything. Just, oh, hey, what's up? And you're like, what? That's not how you do SMS campaigns. That's dumb.
Right. No, it's a great example. It's a great example. And I think I feel FOMO on behalf of the brands who don't have OuterSignal turned on.
Yeah.
How could you not want to know who these people are that are ordering every day, right? Like everything from the strategic lens to understand who the heck these people are, to how you should customize your email flows, to how you should market on Meta, to what key customer personas are really valuable that you may not even know about. I think it's absurd that people aren't thinking about how they can get this activated ASAP.
Yeah.
You know, Noah, I was looking at the website. I'm perusing your pricing. Brother, I think you need a 0 at the end of all of those prices. I think you need another 0. I'm just,
I know. We're on it. You're sitting in our strategic meetings, brother. We're on it. I know. So we're acutely aware.
So this is kind of like a very, roundabout way of how all this went down. But there's a really interesting thing where Chris put on a dinner in Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
One of the key speakers at that dinner was the CEO of BK Beauty. Sure. He talked about in that speech that some girl named Alex Earl ordered from him, and his interns came to him because they accidentally saw the order, and they said they were crazy. They caught this, and they were like, "You know who this is?" And he's like, "No, I have no idea,
no clue."
and he was like, "She's the largest influencer of influencers." And we discovered it accidentally. Yeah. And there was this moment where I was thinking, this is unbelievable. Why is this accidentally just happening for folks? Yeah. You guys are solving this problem now, which is huge.
Yeah. What you should have said was, hey, have you heard of OuterSignal?
I didn't know at the time.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just kidding. I think it's a perfect example of like the owner of that business. Look, it just so happened that they got lucky that the intern happened to be watching you work out, and obviously they're going to know who Alex Earl is. Think about if you're a business that's watching this is happening all day, every day for you. Yeah. You could try to make the argument that if someone that famous is going to order from you, you're going to catch it. Number one, no, you won't. Number two, how can you bet on that? And number three, what's famous to you may be totally irrelevant to who's actually relevant to your customer, right? Do you have any large TikTokers and influencers with food blogs and blogs that are relevant, and live streamers have huge, massive audiences that can be the literal paradigm shift for your business, who may already be shopping with you and you don't know about it? It's another example of why personalization is the thing. And I think it's naive for anybody to think that they're going to be able to catch themselves every valuable person, because what matters to you may matter totally differently to people who actually buy from you.
Yeah. I'm still blown away, Noah, as we're here talking. I'm still blown away thinking about being able to go backward in
totally.
the brand and company's history. I mean, that is very valuable.
Totally.
You know,
Totally.
I totally get like here forward, hey, we get the thing installed, but being able to go backward, that's crazy. I mean, you might find, you know, certain exec, certain CEO, certain Walmart buyer that you want to get in. And actually they were a customer of yours because their kid happened to love baseball. And you know what I'm saying? I mean, that to me is like a phenomenal piece. So you guys can go backward, process all of that data and make it available.
Yes, from a strategically valuable customer perspective. And then I would also posit from a win back perspective across email, SMS, and Meta, to contemplate the fact that you have these valuable customers who may have bought 2 years ago and you have a deep intent to win them back even 1 month ago. Hard to argue that a win back message that is hyper personalized to who they are as a human being is going to outperform one that's a generic, like, hey, we miss you, right?
Yeah.
And so being able to look back and say, what are the key personas of people who haven't bought in the last year? What do they care about? Who are they? And actually target that messaging from a win back perspective to the human behind the order and not just the order number. It changes the game.
And if you've got that kind of data, why not just pick up the freaking phone and
Totally
call them and say, hey, you're so awesome and we love you.
Totally.
We want to give you awesome stuff. You know,
winning. I think I credit my good friend Aaron Febreze for kind of like being the first to build this new ad segment. But I know that one of their biggest winning ads, shout out to Nick Shackelford and Aaron Febreze for figuring this out, but they just started calling customers, right? They're good friends and we love those guys. Like that's a perfect example of the type of thing that OuterSignal can and should power. Like ostensibly the type of customer you should call is going to be one that might be more valuable, right? You should be able to pick not just randomly who the last customer is, but have an actual more strategic lens to say, which customer do I want to call? I want to do this, but that's exactly right.
Wow.
So I'm thinking about this right now. Obviously, Chris knows I'm obsessed with data. I love data.
You
I'm a
are.
data nerd.
You are.
As I'm thinking about this and how you guys could build out the product, I see a road, and you can totally push back on this, where you are now monitoring in real time your customer social profiles, and you could then basically ingest that in real time and then reference that in email sendouts and say, hey, you know, I saw that you posted about XYZ thing. Now this is context, personalized, added to the email one-on-one. Are you guys thinking about building something like that out? Or are you guys building something completely different in 2026?
We're thinking about a lot of stuff. Look, nice. I think what I can tell you is this: the depth of insight, the extent of personalization, the automated nature of what we're able to do for brands and the places we show up in their stack are going to continue to get more powerful, more embedded, and continue to make the lives of the people who operate OuterSignal not only easier, but much more efficient, right? And there's many examples of that to say, right now, if you think about how to reach out to a brand, how to reach out to a customer, there's a lot of work that goes into thinking about what should go into that email. We know what should go into that email because we know who the customer is, right? And so we are working on a lot of stuff that I'm not going to open the hood on yet that is going to make marketing a quantum leap in efficiency, personalization, and efficacy, based on the fact that we know exactly who the person is and what message is most likely to resonate with them. And I think a lot of brands are going to be really stoked to see not only what we can do for them today, but what's coming down the pipe.
Yeah, they are.
Give me more data. Give me some more data. That's all I want.
I think the real answer is make me more money. And that's
for sure. Well, you get more data, you get more money. I always believe that.
Right.
Wow.
Totally.
Well, I think that everybody that sees this video, hears this audio, should go and make this happen right now, because I think the value to price ratio here is now is the time to get in. That's what I'm saying. Now is the time to get in. Noah, for everybody that wants to, get started, talk to you, just get this ball rolling and see 500 customers. What's this thing look like, and what should they do next? What's best next steps?
They should open Safari or Google Chrome. They should go to outersignal.com and they should click one of the two buttons in the top right that's either sign up or request a demo. The demo request is going to go to someone on our team. If they specifically want to chat with me, they should just make a note and reference it. I'll see if I can get on and hop on and say hi to them as well. But I can promise you this, if you're a brand listening to this, you're not going to regret taking a call with our team or signing up to try this thing. It's pretty powerful, and I think it might change your business.
I know that's right. I know that's
That's
right.
huge.
I actually got a text. I got a text actually just at the end of last week that was saying that from somebody who got on the phone with you.
I also got a text this week from someone who got on the phone with someone from your team. So I mean, I didn't even rehearse that with Chris. That's crazy. I'm getting inbound texts from people about this, which is unbelievable.
I love it.
No, man, we appreciate you making the time and coming on the show, and we look forward to keeping up with everything that's going to be rolling out and developing here. We hope you'll come back.
I sure will. Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.